Good morning, guys. Today I am going to be going on a little bit of a rant, but I promise I will keep it positive. So I am at Oconee State Park in Mountain Rest, South Carolina. I left Cherry Hill Campground and headed south on Highway 107. And that kind of set things off because it's a beautiful highway. It's a 2-lane road, lots of curves, nice. But I ended up traveling all the way down to Highway 28 before realizing I obviously had missed my turn, which was the entrance to this park. And I turned around, went back heading north, and easily saw the sign. But I was frustrated because all they needed to do was have a sign on the right side of the road showing the entrance to the park, and I wouldn't have missed it. Coming back, there was a good sign. The problem is there were shrubs and trees on the other side of it, hiding it if you were coming from the other direction. So that was just minor. And then I pull in here and I go to the office to check in, which was fine. I asked for a campground map and they gave me a photocopy of what I think used to be their brochure or something, one part of it that showed the map. And then I proceeded to my site, and the roads here are not good. There are ruts and dips. You can see where the water's washed parts of the road out, and you have to kind of maneuver around that. And then you have the trees that are growing up alongside the road, which wasn't, in the van, that's not so bad. But boy, if you were in an RV, you would definitely have to be very careful and slow in how you maneuver through those trees on some of those curves. My site here is on a cross slope, and there's a big rut on one side of it. When you go to pull out, it's very rough. It's like a ditch. I have leveling blocks, but I'm not that good of a driver, so it's like to maneuver in this space to get up on the leveling blocks. I'm leaving tomorrow, so I'm not gonna mess with it. But now everything in the van is on a slope. The fridge wants to come open if I don't keep the pins in. The water wants to settle at the front of the sink and not go down the drain, which is at the back of the sink. The other thing is that this is supposed to be a pull-through site, which it is, but it's very, very small, and it connects to the adjacent pull-through. So the people next to me, I had 2 people here last night on both sides of me. They left this morning, but they had their tent set up in the middle of the pull-through and were backing in to one side, the plane. They were having to back in to the site, just like a back-in site from the other side of the pull-through. If they had parked on this side, then they would have had to park in front of my van. I wouldn't have been able to get out. So that had to annoy them as well, I'm sure. But a good night's sleep and a change in perspective, because I told myself, Cindy, positive attitude. It's amazing what that will do, because I got up and I looked around and I thought, take it for what it is. This is a beautiful view. So take a look. This is the view from where I'm sitting right now, having breakfast. The sun's been coming in and out. There's tons of wildlife. I watched chipmunks and squirrels. You can see them going across. The squirrels and the birds. It's been nice just watching their antics. I love it. And when the sun hits that water, it just sparkles. Now the fire pit is right behind the neighboring site, which, like I said, there was somebody there last night, but they're gone. But it's, quite a bit of ways over here to the van. I don't know why they didn't just put it up closer, but it does have a fire pit, and it's electric and water hookup, which is awesome. And I'm able to get all my devices completely charged. This is the rut that I've got to really be careful not to get into. There are dips and ruts in the road that were far worse than that coming in. So hopefully, who knows what I'll run into on the way out. But like I said, positive attitude, change in perspective. I'm going to enjoy this site today, enjoy the view, enjoy the electric, and then tomorrow I'll be somewhere else. It's funny how things seem so much worse when you start out with a bad attitude. And that's the biggest issue, is I came in with a bad attitude. It's more than that. I realize I'm not a very good vlogger. And the reason I say that is because there's all these little things that happen that I don't think to film. And you know, that's the kind of stuff I think people want to see too. They want to see the ins and the outs of travel. My ribs are killing me right now. They've been killing me for a day and a half now. It started day before yesterday, I think, just barely, and then yesterday got a little worse. Today, all night, really, they were killing me. And it's because I had this, when I was leaving Lake Powhatan campsite, I think it was, when I was leaving one of the campsites, it had been storming the night before, and there was a large branch, size of a small tree, down in the road, and to get out, I decided I would move it, move it out of the road. Well, it wasn't as easy as I thought. And so I'm pulling on it, and it didn't want to move. The branch I was pulling on broke, and I came back and I hit the side of my ribs. And I didn't even think anything of it. As a matter of fact, I couldn't figure out why my ribs were sore, this one side. And then it finally I remembered that I had done that I had hit myself when that branch broke, and I just wanted to get better because it was killing me all night. But I could have got that on video, showing me moving that branch, and it's things you got to deal with. There have been a number of instances like that where I think, man, why didn't I get it on video? And I'll be telling Kevin about it, and he'll be like, oh, did you get it on video? I'm like, no, I didn't get it on video. I was in the middle of this or that and worrying about this, And so I guess I got to it's not second nature to me yet, to grab the camera. But I want you guys to see that it's not always, positive, things happen, but I'll get better. Today I'm going to, well, first of all, clean up my breakfast. I had a good breakfast. I ate way too much. I made hash browns, and I don't know, it's not settling, but it'll be alright. Today I'm going to work on a little art, I think, and do a little journaling, just soak in the view and clean a little bit. I gotta go through my fridge. My fridge is not smelling too good. But because I haven't had any electric hookup or anything, I didn't want to keep it open for very long. And now that I have some electric, I can work better and just get it cleaned out a little bit. And so I'll be doing that. And then tomorrow I'll move on to the next site, and I'm sure it'll be nice because I've been there before. I don't want to come across as seeming ungrateful, because it does not escape me how fortunate I am to be in the position I'm in right now. I think how fortunate I am every day I'm out here. What a beautiful campground this must have been before it became so in need of maintenance. And one thing about this place is you can access the Foothills Trail from here. The Foothills Trail will run, I think, all the way from here to Table Rock State Park. It's like a 70-mile long trail. And I'd love to do it someday. But yeah, so, you know, there's that. Anyway, I digress. Everything in the van has a particular spot it goes in. Especially the food items, because they're such limited storage. Just like, you know, you figure out exactly how it'll fit, and then when you take things out, you try to remember exactly how it goes back in. It's surprising how much you can fit in this small space. And sometimes you have to unpack to pack. I keep all these towels between things to kind of soften the noise and the damage that they can cause each other. Like my poor Instant Pot has got dents all in it from banging around in these drawers. Even though I do have the towels in between everything trying to protect it. And I'm on a slope, so everything wants to just pull out, work against me here.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away? Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of?
Nice little pier.
I wonder.
There's lots of turtles and ducks. I don't think I was able to really get a good view of them though on the camera because they were a little bit far away. This is nice. So beautiful. I rearranged the van a little bit to make the cross slope work a little better for me. So I'm able to, when I sleep, keep my head at the higher end there. It's kind of nice in that it gives me more privacy out the back. Sometimes in these pull-through sites you don't have much privacy in the back windows because people driving down the road can look right in. So I'm getting ready to leave here. It's actually been a nice day. I was able to get a lot of work done, and I got this fridge cleaned out. That was needed. I enjoy watching all the wildlife, and yeah, it actually ended up being really nice. I'm gonna be heading somewhat northeast of here next. I have like a packing list, so I've been packing up. I've got all these things on this list that I have to do before I leave or remember to do. And some of them, you know, you'd think, oh, I'm not gonna forget that. Well, if I don't go through this list, I'll forget it. So one of the things I do, I secure my Berkey, and I keep this towel on here in case it splashes, but I usually will empty most of the water out if it's not already. I'm getting pretty good at timing it, so I know just how much water to put in here for the length of time I'm going to be at a place. But I empty that out and secure it in the sink. I put away my folding table and I secure these baskets up here. I do not want those coming down. And make sure these are tight. Can you imagine? So, you know, because of all the vibration when you're going down the road, they could probably come loose, but I've never had it happen, and every time I check them, they're tight. I put a bungee around the cube down here. I put a pin in some of the pantry drawer, the table drawer, and I make sure the bolts that are on the bottom of the fridge are in, because I don't want that sliding open. There's a lot of weight in that thing. Yeah, I pack everything that I put out into the van, and all I have left to do right now is unplug, and then I'm set to go. I make sure my water pump's off, and my knives. A lot of you who've been watching my videos during the build and everything saw that I put up this magnetic knife bar, and they will wiggle loose and fall. I haven't had them fall yet because I realized they were going to, because they had slid down so far that I put them away. And so now they're on my list of things to do before I pull out of a place, and that's put the knives in a drawer. But they're handy to have them on the magnet when I'm parked at a place. I make sure all the window covers are off. I don't want to be going down the road and realize I have no vantage out the back or side. That really helps in driving to have those windows. I bolt the sliding door so it's not going back and forth on me while I'm going down the road when I turn a corner. So I have that bolted. Just things like that. If I need to wash the windows, I wash them. And then, you know, but right before, when I pack up the electric cord, I will do a walk around, make sure my tires look good and I haven't left anything on the running boards, that sort of thing. Just, it's almost becoming habit now, which is nice, but I still make myself go through the list just in case. But yeah, I'm heading out and gonna keep this video short. I will see you next time. Bye.
How come the trees gets undressed when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes? Until winter comes.